And former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo joins us now. Secretary, it's great to see you, sir. A lot to unpack here. There are a lot of moving parts right now. How do you read the situation currently? Where do things stand from your opinion?
Well, good morning. You bet. Good morning. Well, yes, there indeed is a lot to unpack, and the trouble is always in the details, the physical details of timing, how this is going to happen, who's going to do what when, exactly what piece of ground is going to be relinquished. But we should step back for a moment and remember there's a lot of progress been made. Now there is a deep outline of a way to bring final peace to this conflict that has now been raging for almost exactly 2 years, and hostages held, including when Americans were held for so long. I think President Trump should be credited with getting this far. I hope Hamas will not lose this opportunity. I hope it won't walk away from the only deal that is acceptable, that might allow some of those folks to survive and get the amnesty that President Trump has promised for those who lay down their weapons. I hope the Israelis, too, will understand this is an outcome that gives them the capacity for security for themselves. And if they can each see their way clear to that, there's just one obstacle that remains. We shouldn't forget, this is driven by the folks in Tehran. We always focus on Hamas, we focus on Hezbollah, but this is an Iranian effort to continue to destabilize Israel, destabilize the region, and put pressure on the United States of America. No conclusion can be reached until the Ayatollah allows Hamas to actually lay down its weapons and return those hostages.
And we'll have Witkoff, hammering out some of those details in Egypt. But, big picture, President Trump said he believes that Hamas, that they're ready for a lasting peace. Do you believe that? Are they?
I hope he's right. It'd be historic if it's true. My sense is Hamas is a resistance movement, and their reluctance to lay down their weapons is precisely because the Iranians that support them, the very folks that have provided them the food, the assistance, allowed them to dig these tunnels, drove them to commit the atrocities of October 7th, that's still in play. And while the Iranian regime is weaker, that actually means that Hamas is more important to them. So, look, I hope Hamas is ready for this peace. I've seen scant evidence that they're actually prepared to do that, but we'll know. We will know, if not in a few hours, in a few days, if they're able to successfully negotiate an outcome that actually does what's necessary. Preserve Israeli security, get Hamas to give up its weapons and the resistance, and ultimately build a better life for the people of Gaza. That's what everybody hopes for. It's what President Trump has been driving for an awfully long time now.
And what happens if they're not?
If they're not, it's pretty straightforward. Israel's going to finish the job. I think President Trump described it exactly that way. Israel will continue to disarm Hamas by force. This is what you do when there's a war. It's been odd to watch people demand that the victim, the Israelis, feed the people who actually committed terror acts against them in the same way. It's odd to think Israel won't actually go do the necessary and preserve its sovereignty. We would do it. We ought to do it for the United States of America if we were attacked in this way. I'm confident that not just Prime Minister Netanyahu, but all of Israeli leadership understands you can't continue to allow these terrorists be on your border with weapons. We saw what happened 2 years ago. There's no way they're going to let this happen again.
We'll wait and see, and we'll be covering it here on Fox News. Secretary Pompeo, thank you for joining us, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a nice morning.
You as well, sir.